Hey gang, it's Ronnie here with RC Bass, and we're back out underneath the boat shed, and I wanted to show you guys my Panoptix install, my Garmin Panoptix setup. So my boat is a Bass Tracker Classic XL. It's a 2020 model, and man, the wind is kicking up out here, so I hope the microphone's not too distorted. But this thing has a casting deck on it that I built. And so when I put my Panoptix in, I had to take my casting deck, just the top cover off of it. And you can kind of see down inside, see if I can get the camera down in there. You can see my GLS 10 system down here. And I've already got it hooked up to power. You can see the green flashing light there. That indicates that the Panoptix are hooked up and that the unit's powered up. Now what I did, you can see that board behind the unit. When I pulled my casting deck cover off, I slid it back just a little bit. There's nothing mounted to the boat, and I put a board behind there to make kind of a panel to mount it on. So it's securely mounted on there with 4 screws. And then I ran my cables through. If you guys have an XL, a Classic XL or a Heritage or other tracker boats, a 160 or 170, I think even, there's the rod tubes off to the side, and they're over here. And I ran all of my cabling through the rod tubes. The rod tubes run up along the forward deck here and up to about right here. And then I was able to take my trolling motor pedal tray, my recessed tray out, and reach underneath the deck across here. I already had the recessed pedal tray in, and I pulled my cables across and ran them up behind the front access panel up front. And you can see I have my other transducer, my Garmin transducer. I have a 93 SV UHD. I put some cable covers on them, and then I taped and Velcro tied my cables. You do not want to use wire ties on these because you'll break your cables. There's a lot of small fiber optic cables inside your transducer cable for your Panoptix, and you'll break those. And then I've got the transducer mounted down here, just above the trolling motor prop back here. So I mounted it up just a little bit higher, just to try and cut down on any interference that the trolling motor may throw off. And then of course I have everything wired up to the back of my 93 SV UHD. And all in, it probably took me a couple hours to put everything in. The biggest part of it was taking everything apart, right? I had to take my TH Marine Kong mount off. I had to take my trolling motor recessed pedal tray out, and then I had to remove my casting deck. I probably could have mounted it a different way and drilled more hose, or drilled hose into the aluminum facing on this front deck part, but I didn't want to drill hose into the boat. Just something about holes in boats don't go together. And I just ran it through the rod tubes, and it was pretty easy. Now, one of the things I did is I did not run, power all the way back to my cranking battery. I actually did something a little bit different. I'm going to climb up in the boat and I'll show it to you. I know it's kind of dark down in here. I've got a light on out here underneath the boat shed, so hopefully you can see my battery. I went and bought a lithium battery off of Amazon. I'll try to remember to put a link down in the description. And I just simply have a little extra storage over here off to the side after I put the braces in for my casting deck. And I went and got me a lithium battery, and I just took my power cord, put some clips, small battery clips onto the power cord, and I simply connected it to that lithium battery. It sets down in there just fine. It's not going to go anywhere, rather than run wiring all the way back to my cranking battery. One, I've seen some guys on YouTube who forget to power down their system, and as long as your fish finder's mounted to the to your mount up front, your Panoptix come up on your 93 SV or your chart plotter, your Garmin chart plotter, and that means you're drawing power from your battery. And I didn't want to be out on the lake either and suck down my cranking battery and then not be able to, or have to put my cranking connectors over on my motor connectors over to a trolling motor battery or something to get it to crank. And this one will just slide out. I'll take it in and put it on a trickle charger, and you get like 4,000 hours or 4,000 recharges out of this battery. It's ridiculous how far battery technology has come. Of course, it's made in China, so who knows exactly how long it will last, but I mean, it was relatively inexpensive, 40 bucks or something like that, so I will buy a replacement if I have to. Here's my chart plotter up front. You can see on the top there, you can see the Panoptix symbol. Let's go ahead and touch that. And you can see my Panoptix, or my live scan, is forward-facing sonar is scanning. Of course, it's not going to pick anything up because it's not in the water, but if something happens, your live scope is not powered up or it's not connected or something, you won't see the Panoptix option come up on your chart plotter. So we're going to go ahead and power down our chart plotter, and then we're going to check back here to see if the GLS 10 unit is still powered up and drawing power from the battery, which it is not. So I don't know if you'll need to disconnect the battery. That's a little bit different than what I've read about the GLS 10 units. I thought that the status light would stay on, they would continually draw power, but the chart plotter is powered down, so it looks like that powers off the GLS 10. But probably wouldn't be bad to just go ahead and disconnect one of the terminals. We'll take the positive connector off and just leave that down in here, tucked away. That way we're certainly not killing our battery or something short, cause a fire or blow a fuse or something like that. So that's how I have my live scope set up on my 2020 Tracker Classic XL. Hope this video helps you out. If it does, smash that like button. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel. And until we get to talk again, stay safe out on the water, tight lines, and hook 'em up.